Hello, I'm Dmitry Gerasimov, CEO of Demlabs company, which is a parent company of the Cellframe project. Welcome to our live AMA stream. Here we talk about the development progress of all our projects, share news from the life of the company, discuss plans for the future, also answer questions from the community. Today, we'll talk about the results of our work in the second half of October and the first half of November. This period was busy and productive, both in development and marketing. We have many interesting topics for you. Here is what we'll cover today. First, web development updates to the Cellframe staking site, refactoring the Explorer site, and talk about blockchain Explorer. Then use Cellframe dashboard, Cellframe wallet, transition to modular architecture, improving functionality. Then Cellframe DEX updates, resuming development, fixing bugs. Then news from the KelVPN team, preparing for the launch of collaboration mode. The Cellframe two-way bridge, improving node stability, change to the main network architecture, GDB refactoring, testing and implementation of the new PostQuantum signatures. Then marketing news, AMA sessions, partnerships, the Crypto Olympiad, the Trends Forum, and a new episode of our animated series about the space chipmunk. Let's start with web development. Here we have several news items for today. Our first topic is updates on the Cellframe staking site. We are constantly working to improve its functionality. Here is what we did recently. We fixed several unstaking bugs, solved the problem with duplicated transactions and missing stakes. Now everything is displayed correctly. We have also removed the option of staking Cell BUSD LP tokens and the ability to send BUSD tokens through the Cellframe bridge. By the way, almost nobody used this ability. This is due to Binance's plan of ending support of its own stablecoins in early 2024. You will find a link to the staking site in the video description. Next up from the web development team is refactoring the Cellframe Explorer website. Let me remind you that this is a special website that displays all the events that occurs in our blockchain network. I mean transactions, I mean new blocks, any data that holds blockchain. We decided to completely redesign the backend to prepare for future changes in the platform architecture. We already started implementing a special plugin for populating the database with information from the blockchain. This will perform a caching function that will allow you to quickly load all the data you want to see. Moving on, let's talk about the progress on our wallet applications, Cellframe dashboard and Cellframe wallet as well. We changed the architecture of this application from monolithic to modular. Now each tab is a separate independent module. This configuration will help us optimize application development and update processes. We also integrated mechanisms for translating interfaces into different languages into both applications. There were also a few more important improvements. Cellframe Wallet now has a multi-thread operation mode. Requests are now processed not sequentially, but in parallel. This means that the application will work faster and be more stable. In Cellframe dashboard, we optimized the JSON-RPC based protocol for data exchange between the dashboard service and the node. We also revoked the login system and got rid of redundant logs. The dashboard now has a transaction queue. This makes it possible to send several transactions all at once. We also added an indicator for the completion of synchronization and when switching online/offline. And of course, several bugs were fixed as well. You can always download the latest version of Cellframe application on the website, link in the description below this video. Moving on to the next segment, next up is the news from the Cellframe DEX project. Our exchange is an example of TDF implementation in the Cellframe ecosystem. Our DEX will be radically different from the most other decentralized exchanges. It will not use any AMM protocols or ever smart contracts at all. The token exchange will run on the same limit order engine that forms the core of the service delivery engine in our ecosystem. The role of smart contracts, as in other TDApps, will be performed by conditional transactions, which store the terms of the exchange. This is a simple, reliable, and really safe mechanism. The DEX is designed primarily for exchanging tokens with the Cellframe network, so it will feature all native CF20 tokens, as well as such popular tokens like DAI, USDT, ETH, and some others. All users of our wallets, Cellframe Wallet and Cellframe Dashboard, will be able to use DEX. These apps already have a corresponding tab inside the application. We have recently resumed active development of the service. What was done? We configured the order history command, which shows the history of the current order and the balance of funds. We also adjusted the process of sending transaction to the ledger when an order is executed. We have more plans to further develop the service. Now let's discuss another TDApp example in the Cellframe ecosystem, our decentralized VPN service KelVPN. The KelVPN team continues to debug collaboration mode, which links KelVPN with Cellframe Dashboard or Wallet. Here what they have done recently. In Cellframe SDK, they implemented the ability to transmit an order hash as a parameter for connecting to a VPN. Now the connection to the server is tied to the order that the client selects. This way, users will be able to select the conditions that best fit their needs, choosing from all the provider's offers. This includes location of the provider, duration of the connection package, and the price. And you can select the best price. KelVPN also added a banning mechanism that blocks the operation of paid services if a service node is offline. In the consensus, the team implemented a mechanism to stop synchronization when offline, together with the previous functions. This will allow you to avoid errors in paying for the service when paying for the KelVPN service. The team also fine-tuned the IP address handler, as well as the mechanism for auto-update of balances. Several bugs have been found and fixed. The team also reminds you that you can already launch a master node on the KelVPN network and earn on transaction verification. The technical requirements and sequence of actions are the same as in the Cellframe network, always the same. The main difference is that to launch a KelVPN master node, you must have at least 100 MKEL tokens on your balance, or 100,000 KEL staked together. The KelVPN team continues to debug the collaboration mode, so for now only the role of network validator is available for master nodes, but it also brings rewards. In any case, it's important to understand that running a master node is a prerequisite for becoming a VPN service provider that allows you to earn on VPN providing. You will find a link to instruction for launching a master node in the description of this video. All the steps are exactly the same, except that you must choose the KelVPN network instead of backbone. You know, mainnet, KelVPN mainnet is already present. If you have any questions, you can always contact the KelVPN technical support team. Feel free. Next topic that we move on is progress on the preparation for the launch of the Cellframe bidirectional bridge. A bit later we'll show more details of the roadmap for the bridge, but first we'll look at the overall statistic on comments in the GitLab. Here you can see it, and of course we'll discuss the development progress on the bidirectional bridge specifically. Now just see these comments. You can see that most of comments goes to the Cellframe SDK, so most of this change could be used by every Cellframe SDK user. In preparation for the launch of the bridge, it's important for us to carefully debug the network synchronization and ensure the maximum level of security. Security is the key. This will help minimize the number of errors when interacting with other blockchain networks and eliminate the possibility of hacking and withdrawal of funds. Therefore, we are now focused on improving stability of the Cellframe node itself, eliminating crashes, freezes, and also fine-tuning various comments. In addition, we are continuing a major refactoring of the mainnet. Global DB, distributed data storage of the Cellframe network, is becoming a more independent and secure model, and in the future it became a separate product. We also transitioned the main network to a so-called cluster architecture. The network is now becoming a collection of interconnected clusters, and each network node can be part of the several clusters at the same time and play a different role in them. There will be three types of clusters on the beginning. A group cluster is, for example, a cluster of KVPN nodes, which includes few specific tables with its addresses and aliases. A role cluster is a group of nodes with specific rights. For example, they can be validators of the main chain, subchain. Then a string cluster is a set of node addresses that can be grouped according to a certain criterion, for example, by belonging to the same network. Thus, one string cluster can include many GDB group clusters, and each of them in turn can have its own role clusters. Why we need so lot of complicated mechanism? Because of sharding. Sharding, one of the next steps in our development of the main network, logically fits well in the concept of clusters. So it's likely that we'll implement sharding precisely on the basics of this concept, but it's important to understand that the cluster architecture itself is not yet sharding. It's only a prerequisite for its creation. Also, this architecture of clusters, also it's a requirement for so-called sharded service provider, but we'll talk about this later, maybe in the next AMA, when something will be ready. And now let's see on our roadmap for the launch of the two-way bridge. Here you can see how many things are in progress, and how many things we already did by the November 22. And now let's go to the next topic. It's PostQuantum Cryptography. As part of our work in the two-way bridge, we measured the speed of our post-quantum signatures recommended by NIST for the average PC. We tested the Falcon, Crystal Dilithium, and Sphinx algorithms. Two parameters were studied: transaction signaling speed and signature verification speed. For testing, cycle of 1000 iteration was launched to create and sign a random message and verify the signature. You can see the results using a link in the video description. The test results will help us select the optimal node configuration for maximum performance. For example, during testing, the Sphinx Plus algorithm performed worst of all. It's too slow, so we will not be adding support for it on our wallets. But Falcon and Crystal Dilithium turned out to be quite fast. However, Falcon a little faster than verification. That means that if at least equal to Crystal Dilithium in security, then it will be preferable to use it, and they maybe will have some difference in transaction fee. Also, just few days before this stream appears information about new encryption algorithm, so-called Shipovnik, and we are going to implement it as well. It's developed by our partners QUp. It's a little slower than Falcon or Crystal Dilithium, but also fast enough, so as nearest future we'll see Shipovnik in list of supported algorithms. Now let's move to the next topic, our marketing activities. There has been a lot of activities on our previous stream on October 12th. We conducted two partnered AMA sessions, one on October 19 with blogger TuneK Crypto on the Binance Live platform, and another on November 19 as well with the Crypto Titans channel on X Spaces. The International Cryptography Olympiad in Crypto took place as well. We were organizers of this event and participated in designing the tasks. The Olympiad was held online from October 15 to 23. More than 1,100 students and professionals from 44 countries took part in it. The competition entries are currently being judged, and the final results will be announced in December. We are really looking forward to the result because some of them will help us to create the new high-performance aggregated and ring signature. This we need for anonymous transaction, for ZK snarks, for labs, and many other things. We also entered in the two partnerships agreements this month. One is with the Hive project, a platform for crypto freelancers. Cellframe will be a payment solution for Hive and will provide fast and secure transactions. And the other is with the Tesoro project. This is a service that will allow to restore assets even if access to the wallet was lost or owner died. Also, our friends animation studio Cellframe has released the second episode of the series about adventures of the space chipmunk, the Cellframe mascot. The premiere took place just yesterday. And finally, on November 15th, 16th, the Demlabs team participated in a forum on global trends and new technologies, the Trends 2023 in Moscow. The trip turned out to be very eventful and interesting. We not only made useful contracts, but also received several interesting insights regarding trends in the Russian segment of AI and blockchain technologies. For example, traditional business understands the promise of blockchain technologies and are beginning to take a more active look at them. There is a growing demand for data tokenization. The demand for new content creation tool, neural networks, and AI in general is also increasing. Now we'll show a short video from the forum and then we'll move to the questions that you send us. Here's the video. You could see our team with a stand explaining people what we are. There were also some more news from our partners, I mean not CIS. Also, there are coming new partnerships. We are working hard on enlarging of our ecosystem. Okay, let's go to the questions. And the first question. Will there be a DAO vote to approve the size of the staking award issued this year? How it will be organized? We'll release updates for Cellframe nodes that will include new special network decree and new special transaction item for voting, and then we'll run a special site for votes. It will connect CF20 with BIP20 and ERC20 networks, so every cell holder will be able to vote for. Depending from its hold, will be measured its votes voice. Votes weight. So as much cell you hold, as bigger weight you will have when you vote. That's how it will be organized. Next one, is Cellframe still looking to implement fog computing? If so, can you explain what determines the strength of the fog network? We already implemented fog computing for VPN and continue to implement it for AI and some other calculations. Fog computing is faster, cheaper, and more secure than cloud computing. Unfortunately, it's sometimes difficult to organize proper fog for it, but we are working on this. Next question. Recently, the Tom blockchain set a new TPS speed record, peak value to about 100,000. Will Cellframe be able to surpass this result by implementing sharding? Yes, for sure. Ever without sharding, I am planning to run few tests just with its ECDSA signature, with classic signature, just to show that we can run almost on the ECDSA the same amount of transaction for one shard. Because we use much bigger transaction per shard, transaction number will be smaller, I expect, but because we'll have a lot of two-level shards, we should beat this record for sure. Next question. There is a mention of the tone consensus on the Cellframe wiki, and how does it apply to the Cellframe blockchain? We have our own implementation of the tone consensus with a few modifications. For example, we don't require all the shard verificator to sign the new block. It's because we have a post-quantum signatures. And there are a few more differences that makes our consensus differs from tone, and we need to name it. We think about more than 6 months about how to name it, still haven't selected. If you have some ideas, please write in comments below. Okay, the next question. Recent information appeared in the media that RSA 2048 has been hacked. Do you think this is possible with the current level of technology development? Yes, because for RSA we already have a Schnorr algorithm that could crack it on the proper quantum computer. So all they requires is to find suitable hardware and break it on the parts. RSA is really not safe. RSA 700s with something was hacked ever with classical supercomputer. Next question. At one of the previous AMA session, you mentioned that it is planning to introduce a hard fork mechanism. How will it be used? First goal for hard fork mechanism is to make able shards to break on the two shards when it became its overflowed. And when shard became too big, it should split by two more shards, and the old one goes to archive. So for splitting, you need hard fork mechanism because it's the same as a hard fork. However, we'll use the same mechanism first for specifically for hard fork because our zero shard right now a little overfilled with some garbage that appears in the beginning. It doesn't produce any troubles, but just to test hard fork mechanism for sharding, we'll use it for the first hard fork on the backbone. That's how it will be used. Next question. What are the differences between the protection of the Cellframe web wallet and the other popular wallets such as MetaMask and or Trust wallet? Mostly no difference because protection focuses on protection of a private key. Private key could be placed on on dedicated hardware. We also work on this hardware wallets, and it could be placed on your computer, protected with a password. We also implement such feature. Nothing more can be invented for security, unfortunately. Next question. The first service VPN providing will soon be available on the KelVPN network. Are there any plans to release any service on the backbone network? Yes, we are planning to release DEX service. It's already present in alpha version, let's say so. VPN we are planning to hold in its own per chain because it produces a lot of transaction, and idea of different networks was in that you don't need to download blockchain with a VPN transaction if you want to just exchange cell token on something else. So backbone is developed mostly for token exchange and for interconnection of different networks together. It's a hub network. So we don't expect a lot of services in the backbone itself. If you want to use some TDApps, select network where it's TDApp present. No problems with it. Next question. Question about the results of the testing post-quantum signature. Will sharding help do these values? Sharding help to not to depend a lot from these values. To reduce these values, we need to just work more, especially our cryptography department, and it's hard to predict can we reduce these values significantly, because some of these values is already results of signature optimization. Can we reduce? Can we engage it more? I don't know. Okay, it was all the questions that I have sent before. Now let's see what happens in translation. And what you're asking for in YouTube comments. Oh, so many comments. Can we hope Cellframe to become a top 10 crypto? Yes. We can always hope. While Cellframe is not gaining its real value, we still haven't complete all the promised feature, and only all this feature together give us the real advantage. We need to complete two bidirectional bridge. We need to complete two-level sharding. We need to run few more TDFs, and only after this will begin position us more widely, will become promote us more aggressively, I can say, and will gain our real value when this time comes. Okay, the next question. How does Cellframe Network plan to attract and support developers who are interested in build on our platform? Are there any specific incentives or tools in place? We are filling our wiki, we preparing examples, we're working closely with different teams, and Cellframe SDK based projects are coming. Whatever today we have conversation about new common project, it will, I can say, it will be a flat coin, like a stable coin, but connected with not with some fiat money, but with real goods like metal, oils, grain, or something like this. And this flat coin, I think, will be one of the most interesting feature on our based on our platform, because it's only beginning of flat coin era, I believe. That's just example, because there are another projects that are coming based on our SDK, and we are working a lot on this. Still coming video tutorials. I remember about this. You need to get some patience and wait while we are preparing it. Okay, and the next question. Can you provide an update on the timeline for the launch of the Cellframe Network Bridge? What are the key milestones we should look out for leading up this launch? Updates we just have provided about main keys, about key milestones. When we see that we are not working on synchronization at all, that there is no at all synchronization troubles, that your transaction passes not more than a few minutes. By the way, it's already done just a few days ago when we did big tests. It was a few minutes, not more. But our goal is a lesser time. It's about few seconds, or maybe 10 or about 10 seconds or something like this. So on. When we'll see a really fast passing transaction, that means that we are near to. It will also solve some more things like sharing mechanism, like CPU load, and so we need, for solving this, we preparing the new version of the SDK that implements the new protocols. When these protocols came to release, this means that we are near to bidirectional bridge release, and the next step will be, the last step before release will be audition. So if you see we go to audition, it means that the bridge is really near to release. Okay. Okay. How much money do you have in marketing wallet? Right now, marketing wallet goes on development to reach the bidirectional bridge faster. For marketing, we have a specific funding. Right now, all our marketing is funded right now from Demlabs, and we're more really on this. The next year, we are planning to consolidate our spends with our partners. And if we are talking about listing or some calls financing, but I don't like it, I more prefer listing things. They will run. We should have enough funds for this from March or April, something like this. But it will be separate funds directly from Demlabs and Demlabs partners. Could you discuss any plans for new exchange listing for Cellframe native token in the near future? Unfortunately, I cannot. I can't disclose about anything about this, but we are talking with different exchanges, so we're preparing for. Will Cellframe holders have advantage in the launch of Node Cs? Whitelist maybe. Right now we have no any limits, so the biggest advantage is that you know about this project and know one of firsts, something like this. When we'll start big marketing, because bull run is near this spring, I believe. Right now we are collecting money for this. We have collected part of the required sum, and another part is coming February, March, I believe. And I believe that this spring will be a crypto spring, and we'll engage it with marketing. However, we already do, you see, some marketing activities as well. Okay, can you talk about that tech partner? Maybe next time. Please create roadmap with deadlines as before. Maybe you remember when we had deadlines, we always failed them, and only when we canceled deadlines and just reported about progress, we released mainnet, and we'll use this way for development. Keep up the good work. Thank you for the support. I don't think that I'm genius, but I'm trying all my best. Okay, thank you for all your questions. Thank you for all the time, for all the support. Nice to see you. We are Cell, we are here.